the video, and I heard a few things, and I know a few things that are gonna help a few guys out because I've always heard a few things that you guys say, or like when a person asks me a question about the game in general. I don't know if the pack sound is like really loud compared to right now. I'm gonna take a look at the pack sound real quick, and I'm gonna see if it's really interrupting our whole. Oh, that's pretty good. If it's interrupting our whole nine at this moment. So before I go forward, and oh, I got one more Hail Mary pack. That's a pretty good pack too. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, okay. So let's get back in. I thought the sound was going to be drowning out what we were doing, but here are the helpful tips that I kind of have. Like a lot of you guys don't know certain things that the game does or how the game works, but let's go in with this one. Defensive wise, whenever you come out, always remember on defense, if it's a pass defense, on a pass play, whatnot, run play, you want to play the pass first and foremost. So triangle up on PlayStation. I don't know about Xbox, but I know you want to play the pass. You want to predict pass. Whenever you have a passing play out there, predict the pass. Does that make sense? You want to predict the pass. Why? This stops you from being beat over the top if you predict the pass. See, this is how a lot of you guys get beat deep, or how I get beat deep. You go through every adjustment on God's green earth, and what happens? The guy manages to beat you over the top because you didn't play the pass. So you always want to play the pass. Now, next thing, a lot of people are asking, oh well, what about? So let's go to this process. Whenever you come out and you have a situation where, let's say he goes 5 wide. Soon as you come out, play the pass. You want to play the pass. What's good, D? The moment you come out, play the pass. That's all you want to do. You want to play the pass immediately, then make your adjustments. Next thing, stop containing. Stop containing. The only thing I've seen contains work on is like shedding against what else? Single back formations, under center. Anything under center, that's the only time I've really seen sheds happen with a contain. Now, the next question on the D line, how do you get pressure? Well, if you're pinching your line, you may not have known this, but if you pinch your line, you lose shed ability. It actually hinders your ability to shed. It makes it harder to shed when you do that. So this is why I have like 3 double or nothings. Double or nothing is the next best thing to edge threat. Due to the fact that everybody has edge protectors, the only way you're really gonna notice edge threats is if he doesn't have those edge protectors. And from what I've been seeing lately, edge protectors are everywhere. To be totally honest with you, I've only seen edge protectors all over the world, and that's the biggest issue that I have with that. Like people say, "Oh, you need a pass rush, pass rush, pass rush." Well, I can get edge threat, and that's 3 AP. 3 AP for an edge threat, and it's 1 AP for double or nothing. I would rather have that double or nothing there in every spot because there is not a legitimate, how do I say, a legitimate pass rush ability in this game anymore. There isn't because of the edge threat. Now, if you have one edge threat and you put double or nothing on him just for the simple fact that, you're just doing that, but it is 4 AP to do all that, but he still can counter edge threats. And it will stack, so he will get those situational awareness or situational sacks that a lot of guys won't. Now, let's go to the next inability that people have, whereas it's double or nothing. Okay, so double or nothing is the 5th one. So there are 5 abilities that I would advise you to have on defense. Let me go to them so I can rattle them off real quick so you guys know. I don't really use a few of them for the simple fact I really go up against the meta. I go against the meta nonstop. So what's the best ability that you can have on a defensive player? The best defensive ability that I can honestly say would be acrobat because I'm always in pass defense. But for a general person, why is that on? I did not know he had that. I never knew they had that. Acrobat's pretty good. Now for the KO, a lot of people look and say, okay, what's the best? This might be your best deep route KO. This is what I would switch and put on my safeties, who I make sure are playing people who, deep route KO. Now, it is a iffy. So deep route, they have to be in a zone. They have to be in like some type of a zone or so forth. But I would say put them in a man because it is like the man knockout meta. So you can go deep zone KO, which is 2, or you can go deep route KO. And normally you have to have them manned up to that person. Now, a lot of people I've seen have went out of their way to put this on safeties just for the simple fact. Me personally, I'm still a big fan of acrobat. So let me give you the other couple of abilities that really can help you out on defense. So it's deep zone KO, deep route KO. That's a pretty good one. I usually tend to go with on mine acrobat. Now, here's the other part. What did I tell you about the abilities that you have on your defense? I use things like, you gotta wait for, oh, it's moving. Okay, nice. You see, double or nothing, double or nothing, double or nothing. Why do I have it like that? So that you can't slide one way and get free. And I put acrobats on everybody because I like to play a style of defense where they're in the area, if that makes sense. I like to make sure that my guys are in the area for that knockout. Just for that pick. I like to pick more than I do like the knockout. 9 times out of 10, you might get that little glitchy animation too, where they go for the pick, but they don't get it because their hands don't connect. Now, as for offense, what I like to do, I like to have one route tech, Reggie Bush in the backfield, high route master. Now, here's the thing about Steve McNair. I just found this out. His set feet lead works, but he also has a drawback to set feet lead, which is Steve McNair basically has a long drug out windup, but I like hot route master. So this is the main reason I have not gotten rid of my edge protectors, because I know he has that long windup, or I make sure that I have a situational where my play, I use bunch tight end just to get away with certain things, because bunch tight end is a hash mark offense. It's not a reads offense. So if you go to bunch tight end, you just have to know what hash you're on, and the defense will play in a certain type of way, and you know who's open. But there's a million setups to it, but the defense plays a certain type of way in bunch tight end that makes it easy for you to do certain things out of that offense. Now, as for tight ends, I'm gonna be honest with you. The best tight end in the game right now, Todd Heap, Darren Waller. Then we come down to my main man, Vernon Davis. Now you look at me and you ask, okay, Trill, so why don't you have any of those tight ends that you're telling us are the best tight ends in the game? Well, technically, I like Vernon Davis because everything I throw is deep. But with bunch tight end, if I go out of my way and I get one of those tight ends, so let's say Dawson Knox, he's not a route runner. George Kittle, he's not a route runner. You want route running tight ends in your offense. Why? Because route running tight ends they beat the man meta. So let's say right now, if I play somebody who knew, hey, I'm going to press Vernon Davis to take him out of the offensive equation immediately, that will work. Vernon Davis cannot beat a corner with his thresholds. Now, if another Vernon Davis comes out, that Vernon Davis will destroy all man coverage. This Vernon Davis, he doesn't unless it's a deep route and he gets the jump on him. Now, a lot of you guys may have him, TJ Hawkinson, because he was easy to come by. But look at what he has right here and how you're going to have to change your offense to play fake for him to be legitimate. Now, let's go to the next guy. A lot of people are like, oh, well, I use Darren Waller, but Darren Waller really isn't that good. Well, Darren Waller should be your first choice because he has those thresholds. Now, short route running. Jared Cook can do drags, in routes. Drags and in routes, Jared Cook will beat a lot of people. He will beat a lot of people with those drags and in routes. Now, let's go to the next best tight end. So, a lot of people were saying, okay, well, I got Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp meets the thresholds. You still can only get Shannon Sharp to be drags and ends. Again, drags and ends. That's all he can run. He can't run the deep crosser because he doesn't have that threshold. So we just found 3 people who can run drags. Hawkinson, iffy. Jared Cook, yes. Shannon Sharp, yes. Tony Gonzalez, can Tony Gonzalez do the same thing? I believe Tony has every threshold that you need, but at the same time, his speed is going to be a hindrance. His speed is going to be the problem. Like he may beat you if you time the throws right. Tony Gonzalez will beat you. I can attest to that because I had a Tony at one point in time. Now let's go Jimmy Graham. Okay, Trill, Jimmy Graham, he's a 50. What does he do well? Well, Jimmy Graham would also have to be putting that play fake. You'd have to put play fake on him. Now, Jimmy Graham's good because you can highball stuff in the end zone. So you could probably go, okay, short tight end, stuff like that. Like if you're running ace offset. Now, Travis Kelce. Is Travis Kelce worth it? Same problem with Travis Kelce. You'd have to change, or if you're already in play fake, he would be a good option for you. Now, let's go down to the next one. I just wanted you guys to cycle through a couple of tight ends that you probably were looking at like, oh, well, they're cheap and they're ready to go. Eric Ebron. Now, Eric Ebron may be a good card to get on the simple fact if he then in fact has that day on Thanksgiving that everybody wants him to have. I'll be the first person to say if he has that good day on Thanksgiving, he might be the best tight end in the game because if you look at all of his stuff, it's going to bump up one. He's going to bump up one overall everywhere. So his medium route running will be 88. His speed will be 88. Short route running, he doesn't get a power up, so I might be wrong on that, but you still have to go play fake. So no, I wouldn't put my money on him, but I will bank on him for the simple fact that maybe next series he gets a power up. Now, let's go down and check out the guys that I'm looking forward to. And a lot of people look and say, well, Darren Waller, he's good, but he's expensive. There's a reason Darren Waller is expensive. The moment you bump Darren Waller up, and he gets Ravens Kim. I believe he gets Ravens Kim. I'm not too sure, but I believe he gets Ravens Kim, you guys. So once you power him up, he's a 92 short route runner. He's a 90 medium route runner. He can then, in fact, hit all thresholds and beat every route from that point on. He can run a post, and that'll be considered, I believe that's considered mid. So Darren Waller is going to beat legitimately majority of those tight ends in the game. And he's 6'6", so you can chuck that ball up high to him. So that was one of the things that people were looking at me wondering why I don't have him. I didn't get him for the simple fact that I just wasn't really feeling how it was because I'd already had my theme team, but I found out that the theme team had to be bolstered. Now, this might be a good pickup, but I wouldn't spend the coin on it. When he gets Redux, I'd look into him, but I wouldn't spend the coin on him right now. So if you guys give me a minute, I'm going to refresh that way so we just have a general better, well, he's still 350. But I'm going to refresh, and then, once you check out the next video, we'll be on to receivers.